She's an analytics professional, and she's here to talk to us about getting back to the future. So welcome Tara Dunn to the stage.
Hello, can you guys hear me okay? Woo! So I'm here to give you a very brief history of web analytics. It's called Back to the Future. I think you'll figure out why as soon as it progresses. My name's Tara Dunn, by the way. I don't know if you guys got that yet. So what is web analytics? Web analytics is this really nerdy thing. The Web Analytics Association defines it as the measurement, collection, analysis, and reporting of internet data for the purposes of understanding and optimizing web usage. Basically what this means is that we watch you and your behaviors online. We're reading your mind to improve the internet. Ideally. Someday. So imagine if in the year 2011 you went online and all of your websites still looked like this. Yeah, you guys should have reacted like that to Justin Bieber, frankly. So we're going to have Doc and Marty McFly walk you through this. They go online, they find that. They also find that porn sites look surprisingly professional for some reason. We'll get into why a little later on. You wouldn't think it would be related to web analytics, but actually it kind of is. So my story starts with Marty McFly. Basically, he's a closet Nirvana fan, and he decided he wanted to go back to the 1990s in order to go to a concert. I would too. In the 90s, these were the companies that were kind of the leaders of web analytics. Today, some things have changed and some new names have been added, but basically, these were the head honchos at the time. And in the 90s, they were all using a system called, I'm spacing on the name of it right now. Nope, not Netscape. Basically, it was a very simplified version of web tracking where they would look at data from your browsers as you load a page to get basic information about you. While Marty McFly was at this concert, he ran into this guy from Web Trends. And at the concert, he was able to convince this guy that graphs and charts and visual data aids didn't matter. Turns out this was a huge mistake because Web Trends would be the first company to actually use these kind of... Sorry, move the mic away from my mouth. They would be the first ones to use charts and graphs and pretty things, and this would get the attention of business executives. Which, I mean, if you think about it, if you're a business executive and you don't have a chart in front of you. And so in a world without graphs, business executives made websites that look like this, because they had no idea what people were doing on their site and how they would react to their data. And here we get to web analytics and porno. One of the other things that Marty McFly discovered back in the 90s was there was a company called Website Story, and according to Wikipedia, they started out making web analytics services for porn sites. Ultimately, Website Story would be bought out by Adobe and actually become a really huge, prominent analytics software. So if Marty McFly had, say, shut down Website Story because of their scandalous practices, we would have never had that service. Urchin was actually a really booming company back in the 90s, and they would have been even more successful if 9/11 hadn't happened. They would have flourished, but as it was, their investors fell out and Google bought them and became Google Analytics, which was the first massive free online software available, which we're all very excited about. It's the most used analytics software online right now. Woo! Unfortunately, Marty McFly stepped on a twig in New Jersey, and because of the butterfly effect, Urchin became an analytics monster. And Google Analytics never became a free service for people to use, which was horrifying because it wasn't massively spread. This is Urchin as a monster. It's quite the ugly scene. But without a free analytics tool that everyone could use, analytics did not catch on as a trend. Marty tried to redeem himself, thinking, oh, I'll get rid of those hideous web counters that have been plaguing the internet. But actually, these ugly web counters turned into something called page tagging, which is, instead of the previous analytics tracking device, which I cannot remember the name for right now to save my life for some reason, tags would turn into the modern tracking systems we have today, like JavaScript, which is what well, it didn't turn into JavaScript, but our JavaScript tracking measures, which is what Google Analytics uses. Thankfully, Doc was able to catch Marty McFly and all of his mistakes because of that stupid Nirvana concert, and was able to go back and fix it all. He was quite horrified when he found out. Okay, and that's it. If you want more, you can stalk me online. I'm at Dunn on Twitter, and you can look me up on Location 3. Thanks.